Join Bev Lazar, spiritual mentor, Reiki master, psychic medium, with Shelly Greenlaw, doula, yogi, and intuitive energy healer. Two sisters walking the path of spirit to share their experience and advice in all things energy, intuition, and beyond. The Empath Sisters.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Empath Sisters. I'm Shelly.
Hey everybody, it's Bev.
And just a little recap if you haven't listened to our latest episode, we had a very special guest. It was our brother Keith, and it was so much fun having him on. And
It was fun. Even just, I have to say, I have to add to this a little bit, but just even watching it on YouTube, just because there's a couple parts where our brother is kind of like, you can just see everything kind of just come into his mind. It's like, oh, and it was like, okay.
Yeah,
It was awesome. I loved it so much. So if you get the opportunity to watch YouTube, it's awesome.
Yeah. And normally I don't like even watch, like, I know this sounds bad. I don't listen to us. I don't watch us, but this time I did actually watch us. I know. I know. I'm so sorry. I just can't bring myself to do it. It just feels weird. So this time I actually did watch on YouTube of us, and I couldn't stop laughing. And, it was just so much fun. And just to have him a part of it. And like, you probably have heard too in the beginning, he's our intro guy. He's the voice behind our intro, which we love so much. And yeah, it was so much fun. So we're
so much fun
again soon. So.
I love listening to ours sometimes, or watching them just to see. And I don't know if it's just because like I find it funny too, but I don't know if I'm just actually like laughing at myself or if it's actually funny. I have no idea, but I do like it. It's very entertaining, I find.
Well, we do actually get, feedback from people. I know I've gotten a little bit of feedback from people from my area who will say, "Oh, I was listening to your episode and you guys are great," or "You guys are funny," or so I would think that they think we're funny.
Yeah, I hope so. It's like try to make you laugh. I know, just be ourselves and we'll make people really happy. It was a wonderful episode. It was so amazing to have him on, and I hope that we'll bring him back on again for another topic. I have a couple of ideas I'd like to kind of maybe explore, with our brothers. So we'll see what happens though. Super excited for that. So
we still have lots of time.
Yeah, exactly. We're just starting the whole season.
Yeah, exactly.
So good.
So,
good things to come.
Yeah. So today, we thought, this is the third season, our second episode too, of the season, but we just thought, we didn't really touch down on this topic. We, even though Bev and I both do it as our work, we thought we'd talk about Reiki today. So,
which is something that we love doing. I know I've had the honor and pleasure of doing Reiki sessions for a really long time now. And I love it so much. I was even thinking, because I know we're in Aquarius right now, and we're very much like, for me, I'm feeling that energy of like thinking ahead and like, what do I want to do? And I'm planning, and it's all the fun things. And I have a lot on the go and more to come. And so of course it's very natural for me to be in this like forward thinking. And I was thinking like, wow, like I wonder where it will go, and like moving forward in the future. Like I wonder if I'll ever get to that place where I won't do sessions like that anymore. And I was like,
yeah, it's not weird.
And then I was like, I don't know if I could do that. Like I was like, I probably am going to be one of those like 90-year-old women in the home being like, come here, and like just still practicing Reiki. I was like, I don't know if I could ever let it go.
I know.
Unless I totally like, unfortunately get dementia or Alzheimer's or something that I can't remember, but I mean, I think I would just want to continue, even if I did, like that kind of made me sad. So the fact that it made me sad, it just brought awareness to me that I know that I still in my heart and soul love it so much that it's just a continuum.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it's funny you say that because yesterday I had a very not long, I shouldn't say long. It was a long day, but at the same time, it was an awesome day because like I had a very full day and I felt the same way afterwards, but I was on a very high. Like I love that feeling. And so I think that's
spiritual
why,
high.
yeah,
That's what I always say.
yeah, exactly. And I think that's part of the reason why we love what we do is because it gives us that feeling of like, we know we're doing the right thing and helping and it's so amazing. And especially not that every session isn't a good session. They are all good sessions.
They're all amazing.
Yeah, they
Literally,
are.
they
But
are.
there's just certain ones that are to the
even
point where
more
they're
amazing.
even more amazing. Yeah, like a legit,
it's true. They are amazing. Every single session of all the years I've been doing this have been amazing. And there are certain ones that are even more amazing that it's to the point where you're just like even blown away of like, wow, how could that have even happened? How does that even happen? Or wow, I'm so honored to like witness that or be a part of that or be a conduit to this. It's just I don't know. And I just love it. And it does fill my soul bucket. Is what I say to people. I'll say, everything in my life fills my bucket 100%. But when I do my work, when I go to work, that is like my soul bucket on a whole nother level. It's just that I don't know, purpose work, right? It just feels so like
so good.
Soul-filling. Yeah.
So good. I agree. And that happened yesterday for me. Like one of the other amazing, like I said, they all are amazing. Every single one of them. But there was just this one client that I had yesterday was even more amazing. And I was so like even the client said to me, "Oh my gosh, are you getting emotional?" And I was like, "Yes," because like it was so amazing that it was just so amazing. I can't
how
even
it all worked out probably, hey?
Yeah. It just was so beautiful. And yeah, it was great.
And it's also to recognize that sometimes when they're so beautiful like that, not that they all aren't, it's just sometimes what happens, it really connects you and your client on a whole different level.
Absolutely.
And it is almost like, you connect as humans, but you also connect on like the soul level.
Right.
On an energy level. And it's just a different feeling. And so and that's what I feel is like so amazing, when we do this stuff or when I have, when we do like, when I do my support groups and things like that, like it's just that connection of bringing people together. I think we even talked about it a little bit in our last episode with Keith. Just saying like minded people and connecting and just, it's just an amazing feeling. So I love those sessions where my soul is like, we found another one, like another soul being at this place that, you've just, I don't know, unlocked something or did something, or it was just like an amazing healing for them.
And that's what it was. It was an amazing healing. And like I said before, and Bev too, we both say, every session is amazing, but when you get to witness this type of amazing moment or healing that is happening to this person, you can't even explain it. It is just super amazing, not just only for myself, but for that person, because they are allowing it to happen. And when they allow it to happen, that's when amazing things happen. And especially when they're ready too, right? And you want to be in a safe space. And it was just, it was just.
So I always say to my clients is I like to build trust with my clients.
Me too.
Because when you build trust with people, which I know is the biggest thing that I find here for humans on this planet is trust. That's the biggest thing. And so if I build trust with them, then you can be vulnerable. You can open up, and that's when true healing actually happens.
That's right.
And so, when they allow themselves to do that, which, it's great that we can create the space and this feeling for them to do so. Yeah. And when they get to open up, it's just the whole experience for them. And that's why it's amazing for them, because it's something that they're actually experiencing, which is going to be bringing awareness and bringing them tools. And then it's going to help them as they move forward on their journey, in a healing journey, however that looks. And some people don't need like physical healing. Some people need healing on all different levels. And that's what I always say. It's just, you're going to receive the healing that you're going to need on whatever level that is for you, at wherever you're at on your journey.
That's right.
So it's not to make it, attach a story to it, because the mind, of course, loves to make things negative. So it's not to allow it to attach and be like, it's just what is. It's just let it be what it is. And so Reiki is amazing. Reiki, what I explain to my clients about a Reiki session, if they've never experienced it before, for me, I would just, I always just say, Reiki is a hands-on approach. It's universal life force energy that comes through the chakras that I have. There's been an attunement that has happened. And through the attunement, there's a channel that opens up through my chakra centers. And so this universal life force energy comes flowing through my crown, the top of my head, and through my upper centers. So upper centers meaning all my upper chakras, and then comes flowing out through my arms and out of my hands. So it's, like I said, more of a hands-on approach. So we can work placing our hands on the body. Of course, I always tell people not placing my hands in any inappropriate areas. And if that's something that you're uncomfortable with, the practitioner can also place their hands above the body and work within your auric field. So, so if you want to experience Reiki and you maybe don't like hands on you, that's another way of having a Reiki session as well. And there's also distant healing. So where you can receive a Reiki treatment in your own home or wherever you are, without having anybody actually there present. So, so some people might feel heat from the hands, feel cold. Some people say, it feels like I'm electrocuting them, but in a really good way. That's what they say. Like, you're electrocuting me, but in like a really good way. And so I take that as like high tingles, high vibration, energy is, it's feeling the energy is what it is. And some people might see color, feel color. They'll be like, is that weird that I felt like there was like blue all around me or like blue in my body? And it's like, no, it's not weird at all, and, my gosh, some people even experience, out of body, while they're there, which is amazing. And there's many times I have stepped away from the table to go and grab a tool or something, and I just turn around and they're literally their soul, they're just sitting outside of the physical body and just kind of like looking around for the first time, like, whoa,
what's happening?
What are you doing? What is this? And it's so cool. And I can totally feel when people drop in and take off and they're out of here. And it's just amazing. People get visions. Some people sleep. Some people feel nothing. It's totally normal. It's different for every single person. And, but it is amazing. That's basically what Reiki is. It's kind of like having a treatment is, you're basically saying to the universe, you know what, I'm ready to let some stuff go. I'm ready to heal. You're at a point where I say, you're at this point where typically you've packed a lot of stuff away. Your house is full. You've become a hoarder. And, it's just time to start unpacking. And so every time you come or every time you go for a treatment, it will be different every single time. We will open a box and we will unpack something. And basically, I'm just going to use my abilities to kind of look into your body and feel and have the energy speak to me. And I'll feel it in my body. And I also will, intuitively receive information. And, it's my job to use my abilities to kind of be in your body, look at what's going on, feel the things, and then give you that insight. And that's basically all the stuff that you've unpacked. So,
I agree. And that's exactly what, I mean, not exactly, but I use a different language, but
of course,
but at the same time, like I say layers, like I always say layers, because we all have layers. And
totally.
And I do say this, similar things you do to the clients, just to let them know that they are ready. And if they're not ready, that's okay, because sometimes they come in not knowing what it's going to be like for them. Sometimes they're very nervous. And like Bev said, like to build trust. And that's exactly what we try to do in our work. You know, I try to create a safe space for clients to come, and whether they're ready or not that day, and it doesn't have to be, but at least they know that it's going to be a safe place. So if they did decide to come back again, and then when they're ready, then they can have that moment of, you know, releasing or whatever they need to unlayer or unpack, you know.
Absolutely.
And which is, again, what I had said earlier, is a beautiful thing. So, you know, even like Bev said, yeah, like, you know, the house is full and we do carry a lot, and people don't realize that it can be very energetically. It doesn't have to be physically, but it can come through the physical. And so that's why a lot of people come to see us, is because they want to release that. They are done. They've looked at different ways or avenues, even with doctors and all the things. And there's just this one piece that they're like, oh, I just can't get over like this or that, or whatever it is that they're looking for. And this is part of the journey for them. And
another tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Just another tool on the journey, you know. And it's they're always at a different place, no matter what. It's all, even if they come back, you know, I have clients that come every 2 weeks. I have clients that come every once a month, every quarter of the year, once a year. And it's, you know, some need it more than others. Some will come a lot because they're going through a lot.
That's
and
right.
Maybe that they're unlayering a lot or unpacking, you know, a lot. And, you know, and some just come for maintenance, you know, maybe they'll unpack a lot and then they just go, wow, that's amazing. That's part of like self-care that I need in my life based on their work, which I find is typically my doctors, my, you know, paramedics, my nurses, like all my practitioners, counselors, those are the people that I find are on more of a maintenance program, it seems, because they come and they just, even though they're doing all the work, they just still come like once a month, like, hey, do your thing, give me a good clearing, rebalance me, you know. Because they also are working with a lot of people, which, you know, even for Shelly and I, we both still, you know, we still get Reiki, even though we can Reiki ourselves. Which I do. I still love having a session too. It's just so relaxing. And I know for myself, when I get there energetically, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a session. And I just know, you know, I know for some clients, it's like that too. They're like, so when should I come back? You know, and I'm like, you will intuitively know, you know, like if you've never experienced this before, something already brought you here. And so you'll know how you felt prior to coming here. You'll have had your experience now, and this is how you learn, is based off of your experience. And so from there, move forward and see how you feel. You might get to that place where you're like, oh my gosh, I need that again. And maybe you'll come back to me, or maybe you'll go see someone else, or you'll try some other modality that speaks to you. Just listen to your intuition. That is all I want anyone to do, is to listen to their intuition and follow what they need and is what is in alignment for them on their healing journey. So
I agree. That's exactly what I say. I've had many people say, so when do we come back? And I'm like, actually, I don't actually tell you when to come back.
No, it doesn't work like that.
I always say, no, I'm sorry, but that's just not, you know, unless it's something like what Bev said. There are people that come like who need it right away, and they're in a really, you know, different type of space. And of course we can recommend, but most people, no, I always say, no, I that's up to you. If you will know when you need to come back, and it doesn't have to be necessarily me. I always say that. And I said, you will know. It's going to be whether you know in your body or just your gut feeling, whatever, however your intuition will show you, you know when you need to come for another session. So,
for sure. And there are those acute stages where, you know, sometimes I will make a recommendation of, I feel you could benefit from other, you know, soon. However, I can feel intuitively you're going to unpack a lot, and maybe you're going to want to then move it, because sometimes it doesn't move. It just comes up, but then doesn't move. And so, but I'll say still, again, you have free will. So that is your choice.
That's right.
See how you feel. And if you feel intuitively that, that's what you're needing, then do that. You know, so there's no right or wrong. It's just, I just want you to listen, you know.
That's right.
That's my job, is to like open up your awareness when you're in a session, use my abilities to go in there and find this information and then give it to you and then give you the tools to help you so you can help yourself on your journey. Because as healers, we don't heal people. We give them tools to help them to heal themselves.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's
the thing.
Yes. So
that's a good thing you said that, because I was just, they popped in my head and go, tell your listeners that, we can't physically like heal you. Like
it's not us.
Yeah. It's not us. Yeah.
It's a conduit. We're a conduit,
conduit,
and it's coming through us. And so as it comes through us, we also use these abilities to listen to that information and to work with it, and then to also then give you that feedback. So
that's right.
That's kind of what we do. And they're so amazing. Like usually for me, when I need a session is when I have way too much in my crown. Like when I have like too many downloads coming in, and it's just a lot. And for me, it'll feel like pressure. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel like literally like something is squashing my body.
Yeah, like you shrunk. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't. So usually when Shelly and I get together, we do give each other sessions and work on each other. It's fun.
Yeah. And I know, like for myself, when I need a session, to me, it's not necessarily like, and like I said, I'm always in my head, so I can't even ground myself. So a lot of times for me, when I know, it's energetically in my body, like I can feel it in my body. Not necessarily like, yes, I know it's probably from my crown down, but I can just tell like in my body where I'm exhausted. When I'm to the point where I'm very tired, then I know, oh my gosh, I need a session. And so, and then there's sometimes where I'm like, no, actually good. Like I think I can hold my own for a little bit longer. But and normally when we, exchange Reiki for one another, it's every time it's different. Every time. Like whether I'm feeling like major heat, or sometimes I don't really feel anything and I'm just like checked out and I'm gone, or
that's just it. It's different every single time. You can be so aware, you can be in your body, you can be out in the ethers. And I find that that's why for me, every time I need a session, it is upper for me, because I am there all the time. So I know you're in your head. I'm meaning for myself in like my working space. I am up in the ethers and I am out there all the time. And it's just, that's where I feel like, I need an oil change, and we need to change the oil filter, and this is where I feel it the most. So I do a lot of work, self-care work anyway, with, chiropractic care and acupuncture and all the things, myofascial massage, to work within my body. So I feel like I do a lot of body work too, whereas I don't get as much, I feel, on my crown. So that's usually where I'm like, okay, that's where I need the Reiki.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where I'm slowly getting better. I was very bad about not taking care of my body either, but I do the same thing. I'm trying, I do chiro, which I love very much. And I can tell in my body when I need it. And, which is a good thing for me, because before doing any of that, oh my gosh, I was in so much pain, like all the time, especially in my neck and in my shoulders. Like, cause I guess what you could say is like, to me, it was more like I carry a lot. So, so when I started chiro, and that opened up so much for me. And now I've, kind of dabbling into, I've had myofascial massage, but we just don't have anybody here. So I am dabbling into someone local that is similar, and, so hopefully that will help as well, just with my body wise, but like energetically, I will have to say, I think as much as we both can do what we can do to ourselves, like whether that's giving us Reiki or cleansing ourselves or what have you, sometimes we just need that, like you said, that oil change, or that, I call it a tune-up. I just need
Absolutely. It's exactly what it is. It's just, give me the works, just do whatever needs to be done. And I just trust in it.
And I was just going to say that was part of it too, is that like, I know we had mentioned, you know, you don't, like we always say to our clients, you don't always have to come and see us, you know, you can see other practitioners and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just sort of say this, too, like, because I think it's just because it's you and me, but like, to be honest, I have tried other Reiki practitioners and there's nothing wrong with them. But I think in my mind, I just didn't have that trust factor where like I have trust with you. Right.
Right.
So I think that's probably the reason why a lot of times you know, we exchange is because I definitely trust you. Of course, you're my sister, of course. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I've had Reiki before from other practitioners and I felt like I never got anything out of it because I didn't have that trust factor. So I want people to realize that if you feel like you don't have that, then don't go back to that person.
Try someone else.
Yes.
See how you feel. It's a feel thing.
That's right.
It's a feel thing. And it's, that's why I always say to clients that come to me for the first time, and I'll just say,
Me
you
too.
know, like, I'm just honored that you have chosen me to work with you today. And if, you know, if you feel, if this is something that speaks to you and you want to do it again, you know, you're welcome to come back. I'd be honored again if you chose to work with me again. However, if you felt that our energies didn't align, then absolutely, you know, continue to find somebody that is in alignment with you, because not everybody is in alignment with each other.
Nope.
And that's just fine. And I honestly, as a practitioner, I have learned through my self-care and my body that it's, maybe it's part of the trust thing, but I know I don't have, like, trust isn't a thing for me. Like, it's not a thing that I feel I need. But for me, it's, I'm very, very particular and cautious of who I allow into my space.
Same.
And to work with my energy and to work with my body. So, and it's not a trust thing. It's just what level you're at. That's kind of where I need, I have been to some and had the experience over and over again, where if they aren't quite experienced in what they do, whatever it is, whatever realm it is, not just Reiki, I'm talking about any practitioner. I need to work with that person. I don't know why. Again, it's just a feeling. And so that's what I go with. And I've tried it before and I have been drawn to it. And so I'll do it. But then I always have that learning lesson after where it's like, nope, can't do that, you know, and that's okay. You know, it's totally okay. It's just, it's finding your people, honestly. No different than finding your friends or your groups that you hang out with, or the things you talk about, or, you know, the interests that you have. It's literally the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess I maybe for like, I used trust because I didn't want to offend anybody, but like, but that is it. Like, I'm very protective.
Yeah, of course.
Who's going to be in my space? Like and part of that is trust for me, just because I do have,
and some have
you know,
that,
some, you know, trust issue, but at the same time, I'm very, very selective, probably worse than you. I'm very selective.
And that's okay.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's
okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
If you have that, this is why we're saying, you know, giving the advice of like finding the people that are in alignment with you, because that's where you're going to then open up and then you're going to start to do some healing work.
Yeah.
So if you're going there and it's not feeling right, please do yourself a favor and move forward. Just try something different. Just give yourself an experience to feel something different. Because maybe that's what you need. But maybe that's also part of your experience. Yes, I'm not going to discount that, but that's also maybe part of your learning too, to figure out who's in alignment with you.
That's right.
And who's going to help you and assist you. Because that's what the universe does. It brings you all the people that you need to help and assist you on your journey. So sometimes, and of course we have free will, so we can keep doing the same thing over and over and getting the same reaction and the same response, right? But until we do something differently, it makes change. So that's all. That's just
exactly. And that's totally normal. Exactly it. Like even Bev had mentioned, it's no different than when you're meeting people. People will, you know, we all have that ability. All have that ability to, when we first meet someone or whatever, and you know, like they always say that, you know, that saying where you're like, it's not that you're trying to not judge people. It's just because you feel their their vibration or their energy or their vibe, whatever you want to call it. That's part of the reason why a lot of people just know right away, okay, we're not going to connect on this kind of level or that level or whatever it is, and so that's part of it. And that's what Bev is saying, is that anything that you're doing in your life, whether that is any modality, doesn't have to be Reiki, but it is part of that, because it is energy work. So if it doesn't feel in alignment with you, then don't keep going back to that person. Go find
everything
else.
Everything is energy. I don't care what modality you're going for, chiro, anything. It's all energy. Energy is everything. Okay. And so, and going back to what Shelly had just said about, the feeling and not judging people. That's correct, because think and feel do not communicate. They do not associate. So judging comes from a thinking place.
That's right.
So this is not a judging thing. No, it's a feeling thing.
That's right.
So we're not here to judge people. We're not judging them. And it's just a feeling of like, okay, not in alignment. That's okay. Love the person.
Yes.
Totally. They can be the most amazing person. And they can still be my friend or be in my life or whatever, but they just might not work with me and my energy in that place. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not to take offense. When we take offense to it, then we're in our head. Because that's the ego of the mind.
Yeah,
exactly. So then you're just in your head about it, and it has nothing to do with that.
That's right.
So don't let it go to your head. Don't let that come in there. Just go based on the feeling. Don't judge it with your mind.
That's right.
Go with your body. And that's the whole point of having a session. I want you to come into your body.
Okay.
I want you to feel.
Exactly. I wanted to just bring this up. I was at this meditation circle about a month ago now. And this meditation that we had, it was like a visual thing, right? And so you had to like picture in your third eye or your mind's eye, in the middle of your forehead. And so it was a beautiful meditation. It was very, very lovely. And after we were done, we kind of, got to go around the circle, and if anybody wanted to share, not everybody had to, like, it was just like one of those, if you want to share, you can. And what was amazing, and I think that this is sort of why I brought up the feel state, is because, there was a person that said that they could not visualize it in their mind's eye. And people do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's because sometimes some people are on a feel state, and that's part of even just visualizing. That is part of it too. You do not always, not everybody can see, in their mind's eye, it can be very black, and that's okay. But if you feel into it, then you're going to know it. I don't know how to explain it, but like,
well, it's going back to the clairs, the different gifts. So everybody has more dominant clair gifts.
That's
and
right.
And some don't have others, and that's okay.
Right. Yeah.
And so not everybody visualizes. I've had students who have a harder time. They don't see it, but they still intuitively get information.
Right.
And they interpret that information based off how they felt. It's not what they actually saw.
Yes.
Right. And some people get a knowing, and they explain and interpret that. And that's what it's almost like that's how they create what they saw.
Right. Exactly.
It's by that interpretation. It's not actually what they saw.
Yeah.
Yes. And so you're right. Some people can't visualize, but I know there's some people that feel that they're bad or I can't do it. And they get in their head about it, where it's like, because there's this whole, there's this whole stigma that like, oh, you have to visualize and see if that's what you do in meditation, or if you're whatever, but it's not, but it's just to bring that awareness to you that it'll be in different ways. It's not
exactly.
It's even when you meditate, I want to meditate and feel stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be in my body, I don't necessarily need to see stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to speak to me in different ways, but I mean, I'm really in tune with my body, and I'm in tune with the energy. And I mean, that's fine. I've had lots of practice. It's been my life. So, but it's just to start doing that, start listening in a different way.
Yeah. And it's no different than, like the yoga saying, it takes practice. It does.
Everything is practice.
It's like
that's what life is. It's practice. Every day we're practicing life.
Exactly. So,
It's like, what are you doing
anyway, I
today?
know I'm getting a little
Practicing
bit off
life.
topic, but I just wanted
Yeah.
to express that, it doesn't always have to be on a feel state too. Like some people just, or like even a visual state, I mean, not feel state, and that you just know, people will know,
Exactly.
especially if you're very in tune with your body, like Bev said, or you're trusting some people, I know we use an intuition, but like a lot of people don't maybe necessarily understand what intuition is. So a lot of times I'll say, trust your gut, like when you trust your gut and it's no, that
all of a
is
sudden you're going to
intuition.
go, yeah, you're going to go this way, or you're making or your kid wants to go and do this. And you're
Right?
like, no, you can't do
Yeah.
that. Like
Right.
you're firm on it and you know it. Can't explain it, but you know it.
Right.
Or you have to buy a house, or
Yeah.
you need to move. You go off that feeling. It's like a knowing.
Yeah.
It's not a think thing. It's a knowing. It's like a feeling. I don't know. I just felt like I just needed to do this.
Right.
Right. It's that same thing. And that's why I even say to clients when they've come to try Reiki for the first time, that's why I would say, you might feel this. You might see color.
Yeah.
You might have visions.
That's right.
You might leave your body.
Yeah.
You might be in your body. And some people are just in their head. Sometimes for the very first time, they'll be there because they think it's a think thing and they want to, what's going to happen? What's this?
Control
what's
it.
that?
That's
right?
what they want.
And you can't. And so sometimes the first one, they aren't as relaxed because they haven't fully come into their body.
That's right.
And because that's their first experience, and that's okay. And some are like that. And then I find they come back a second time. They're like, oh, but they started to feel something based off that first experience.
That's right.
After they're done. So that's where it starts. It's like a learning thing, right? It's just like opening up that awareness. So the next time they come, then they're like totally like gone.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there you go. Now you did it.
But also, I know you probably get this too, is when, new people come to see you and they've never had Reiki, I usually will say, well, so how did you, find me or whatever? And they'll say, well, I don't know. I just had to type in Google, Reiki, and I have no idea what Reiki is about. And it just happened to be in my awareness. And that is when, that's the start of your healing journey, in my opinion. That's starting to get you in that awareness of there's different modalities out there to help you through your,
Totally. And that might be the modality that you're needing, and spirit is trying to bring that forward for you, saying, hey, this is what you're needing.
Yes.
It's no different for me in starting my journey. That's part of my story, but it wasn't that I needed it, but then it was what I needed to experience to do this. And so, I have that all the time. I don't advertise. And so, for people when they come, it's like, how did you find me? It's the weirdest thing. I don't even know. I was on my iPad, and then I actually don't even know how I got onto your website. And it's like, that's amazing. I love that. Hearing that stuff, like it just randomly comes up. I had a lady that called me and she was like, hi, I had your name written down on a piece of paper and it was in my wallet. I don't even actually know how it got here or how long it's even been here. I don't even know what you do, but I thought I would call you.
No.
I was just like, oh my God, I love listening to those voicemails. Like, it's the coolest. It's the coolest thing, but that's how it works. We don't have control over it.
I love that.
I just have like chills through my body constantly as we're talking. I'm like, love this.
I know.
And I am so grateful for referrals. I mean,
yes,
that is a lot of, I would say how my business has grown has been word of mouth. And I am so grateful. Like, I'm just so honored that you would, share your experience with others and recommend me. That is like the biggest compliment, a gift that I could.
Oh yeah.
On top of even meeting that person the first time, and then for them to choose me to have one of their special people come to see me is like,
right?
Oh my gosh, like
I know.
It's like so honoring, it's
amazing.
I just love it so much.
It really is. It's any of that, like even just new people, and it's an honor for each person who comes in the door.
This whole thing is an honor for me. My whole journey is an honor. It's an honor to be
here. And like I said,
and
yesterday was a busy day for me, and I was on that spiritual high, and it was just like, love this work.
I love that. Those are the days I drive home and I call my husband and I'm like,
all like,
it's like, oh my God. He's like, you must have had a great day. I'm like, it's always a great day. Like, it's just, yes, some days, sometimes there's heavy stuff I hear and some things are heavier, but it's still amazing.
Yes.
Because you know that you still helped somebody.
Oh,
or that
for
there
sure.
was change, or there was awareness, or there was something, and it's still amazing.
Yes.
But it is amazing. It is an honor. And I just have so much gratitude every time I drive home and reflect. And it's just like,
I know. I know.
Yeah. So if you have not yet experienced Reiki, maybe try it. I don't know. And you know, I actually had a client that came to see me, and she came for a Reiki session, and I was like, how'd you find? She's like, I found you and your sister. I listened to the Empath Sisters, and I was just like, and she's local here. So she was like, I just had to come for a session. I was like, you know, I have people that listen to us that are already my clients. And so it was just so cool for me to be like, oh my gosh, I have a listener here that I've never met before. It was so cool.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that.
I felt all giddy. I was just like, you know, just so like,
oh my God, I love that. Oh my gosh. And like, like Bev said, you know, it is truly, I don't know, it's so hard to explain in words, but she has it pretty much nailed. Like, very honoring, very grateful for this work, honestly, because because we love to be around people, and we love, you know, being with people and helping people. Of course, you know, we are going to feel this way. And I agree with you. I hope to continue to do this work for a long, long time. I never even thought of what you said, like, you know, until you brought that up. It's like, like, when would we stop? Like,
I know, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope they never lead me that direction, because there's so much coming in that I'm like, if I do these things, is it going to pull me away from doing that? Because I never, ever want to let that go. I love what I do. So, but I'm like, but I also understand I have to follow what I'm being guided to do. So,
yes, of course.
So I'm just like, but I'm like, no, I'll probably still always do it. I don't care. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Think about though, like, it's like, I don't know. That's so weird because like well, for me anyway, I know you have not really like moved, you know, away from the area, but like we move a lot. And so I think a lot for me, this is part of the reason why I still love my job, because I get to bring it with me, you know, wherever.
Of course.
Right. And so
you can change locations. You can do, and we can, and I could too. But you know,
I could, but it's just like, that's weird to think about, really, like down the road. Like, what?
I know. I was like, where are you leading me, Spirit? Because why did this pop in? Because that's a foreign feeling that in my knowing, it's like, I know I'm doing this, but to ever have that thought enter that it's a possibility. So it's not a feeling that this will happen to me. It was just a thought that entered, and I went, but it doesn't feel in alignment. So I'm like, okay, it's not something I have to fear, right?
But it's weird
worry
that
about.
You had the thought though. That's the
it's like, what? Gosh. Well, and I think it's just because people change jobs and things like that all the time. And I do know people who have been in this industry and have worked in it and all of that, and then totally shift to something else.
Yes.
Like they're just, and I feel for them. I'm like, okay, I see that, how that's the end of that part of the purpose for you.
Yeah.
You did what you were supposed to do, work with the people you were supposed to work with for whatever reasons. And then now it's time for you to put your purpose in this. And I can totally see that. And they're happy, and then it's alignment, and they just keep following. It's amazing. Yes. But I'm like, and maybe I'm just not ready. Maybe I'm not ready to like really fully shift out of that. So that's great. I'm happy with with that. I'm like,
you just think like that's actually true for me, because when I started this business, I didn't do Reiki. I did spiritual healing because I took that course, and now I'm not doing that. Like, I mean, I can, but I kind of incorporate, you know, a little bit in there with it. But at the same time, like, if you think about it, like right now I'm in the Reiki, you know, realm, I guess. And it's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing. And so all I'd say is go experience it, go feel it, you know, and it will also help you to tap into more of your intuition. It will help to grow that stronger, just because you're going to start to really bring your awareness more to your body.
Yeah.
And to your energy and to other people's energy.
Yes.
And where you're going and what you're doing. And so it does help you to enhance that, because it allows you to come into your body.
Yeah.
It's like meditation, honestly.
Yes.
Same thing, kind of same thing, right? It's just another opportunity for you to come in, but it also does clear out. It helps with your sleep. It can help with your moods. It will help clear out other people's energy, collective energy, people you work with energy. It'll work with clearing out your chakras and clearing out stuck energy within your body, traumas, all these things. There's so much that it can do.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
It's just still beneficial no matter what, on whatever level. So that's why it's like, if you haven't experienced it, I highly recommend it. It's amazing. I love it. Go feel it, go see, and let it help you in whatever way it needs to, if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
And
don't be disappointed either if you don't feel anything, because you're still receiving energy no matter what. So please don't feel that, just because you went and tried it and you were like, oh, well, I didn't feel anything, you're still receiving it no matter what. You're still getting energy flowing through your body and some healing.
Sometimes when I say to people, if you don't feel it, you just might be in the thinking state.
Yeah.
That you're overthinking it, which is going to not allow you to feel.
That's right.
Because the thinking state always loves to take over.
Yeah.
So don't be hard on yourself.
That's right.
If you were thinking lots and maybe you didn't realize you were thinking.
Yeah.
And you didn't feel, and that's okay. So don't give up. Just try it again.
Yep.
Just feel it even for a second time. And just, you need something to compare to.
Right.
And like I said, every time is different. So don't give up on yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Just keep going, keep going.
And again, same with the keep going part, to add to that. It doesn't have to be with the same practitioner, because you also have to have an alignment with that. Don't forget.
There's so many amazing, beautiful practitioners out there.
There are.
I can guarantee you'll find somebody that's in alignment with you.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's an amazing journey. So yeah, it's amazing. I've had this amazing honor of doing this work, and I love receiving Reiki. I love giving Reiki, and I love teaching Reiki as well. Actually, I do teach Reiki.
Right.
So I do, I'm very passionate about this work. Hopefully that's coming through here, but super passionate. And I love teaching people all about this stuff. So it's been a complete honor. So loving it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping to in future episodes, connect with some of my clients and just ask for some permission to maybe share some of these healing experiences that I have been a part of. And of course, maybe having permission to use their name or not their name. Of course, you don't have to use last names either, but I'm hoping that will come in future episodes too, because some of them, oh my gosh, I would just love to share. Yeah. Just so you can maybe get a little bit of an insight too, as to like other people's journeys and what they've experienced in their sessions, because they are all so different.
Oh gosh.
So if anybody's listening to this, that is one of my clients, if you are open to having me share your experience with me in a session, please let me know. Like email me, DM me, text me if you have my number, whatever. Let me know, because seriously, please, I would love to share. Yeah.
And again, like same goes for my side. I know I'm just sort of, again, rebuilding, but I do have had many amazing sessions while I've had, people here. But yeah, please reach out, and you guys can all find us, on any, podcast platform that you listen to. We're on YouTube, the Empath Sisters. You can email us at empathsisters@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, which is _Empath Sisters. Also on Facebook, which is Empath Sisters as well. So feel free to reach out anytime, and love to hear from you guys all. So
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's been an honor. It's been so fun. I hope that today's episode has given you just a little bit more insight to Reiki, or maybe if you have been experiencing it, maybe you learned something new about it. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us as well. So we'd love to answer them for you. And thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. And we just love you all so much. So just sending you so much more love and light and gratitude anywhere that this may find you today.
Yes. Thank you so much again.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
We're very honored for you guys to all listen to us. So
yes, that too.
Everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.